Oh, I'm Kellyanne Wall, and I'm very old. I'm age 57. I go by the female pronouns of the she's and the hers and such. For fun, I do a lot of things for fun. I do more for fun than I do for work. I like spinning staff. I'm a musician. I play harmonica, and I play with everything else. So if you mix music, I play with it. I love nature. I climb trees. Um, recent, constantly. I love life. During the week, well, I'm recovering on a shoulder reconstructive surgery at the moment. I usually work as an assistant tech director at a local college where I work with a lot of different all kind of groups from ballet to jazz performances and plays and operas and things of that nature. And I also take care of my aged parents during the week. I tag team with my sister. I have an 89-year-old mom and a 90-year-old dad with severe dementia, so it's a challenge. But they live in an assisted living facility. It just happens to be their house. I do identify as female. I fully aware everyone has real female energy. It's all energy, it's all vibration. We all have different variations. I have found that I lie a little bit more on the scale of feminine. I'm not running away from any of the male traits that I have and was born with that I think are also good. I try to find balance and peace in life, but I am more on the feminine side, so that is how I usually attack. There's a picture of me about 6, 7 years old in a dress on my back steps that my mom took of me. I threatened for many, many, many years that I would just, destroy the picture if I ever found it. And of course, she hid it from me. And of course, I would never have done such a thing because it was that one little moment being young that I was actually validated for a moment. But I lived in a mostly male neighborhood. I learned very early you don't want to grow up being the sissy or the pussy or the wimp. And so I learned to try to be what I was supposed to be. Back then, there were no names. Gender didn't exist. There's a name. I mean, it was transphobic. It was dysphoria. Gender dysphoria. Excuse me. Gender dysphoria was the clinical diagnosis back then. And I fortunately did well, and I tried very hard to be the male that I thought I was supposed to be. And I tried through all the overachieving in the sports, and then went into service. I joined the Marine Corps, and I finally felt like I'm proving everything in a man's world that I could ever prove. And after 2 failed marriages, nothing having to do with my gender issue, but I found myself alone for the first time basically in this life, and was fortunate enough to run across a girl who really blew my doors open. She was a graduate of Berkeley, was very versed in all the lingo and all the stuff, and really cued me in, and it's like, oh my gosh, you need to read this and this and meet this person and this. And I was teaching construction estimating and job management at the moment, and it was when I read the word transgender, and when I read that this definition, it was like this thing. It's me. And I never thought that there was anything like me. I always thought I was a duckling, the one that was wires and stuff. But then, through the books and through the information and through my friends, I discovered that we weren't just anomalies, but we were communities, and that we were vast communities, and that we were in history, and we go throughout history. And it was so welcoming and empowering. To find oneself in it's a beautiful thing. I'm one of those people who, if it's true, I'm running with it. Yeah. I have many friends who discovered their true self, but they were so engrossed and encamped in family and jobs and in this world that they could not be themselves. And it took me a while. I kind of forced. After my second divorce, I had split custody with a daughter who I discovered San Francisco, and I ended up becoming on the board of Transcendent San Francisco. I was co-chair of education. During that time, I took my daughter to a big picnic. My ex found out, went off the deep end, and going from having split custody, I that week got a letter demanding total and complete custody, was accused of sexual perpetuance, which I was asexual at the time, and she was had a living boyfriend. I had to look that up. It means to foster an environment that promotes sexuality, which was the opposite. Anyway, I won the court. I had a transgender lawyer, went to court, and the judge was like, okay, there's a gender issue. So what? This was California. And so I won on paper, but my daughter had all of a sudden went from a dad who could play dress up in makeup and life was beautiful to mom had such a reaction that, oh my gosh, something must really be wrong with that. And so she was, even though I won on paper, she no longer wanted to come over regularly. So I lost the physical part. I was also renting from my wife's sister. I lost my home. My hair started growing out. I lost my job. I went from a three-bedroom, two-car garage a couple blocks off the San Francisco Bay Marina in San Leandro to bartering myself in rooms for a few years, and getting by and. Through it all, I did have one attempt. I was kind of done. Powers that be weren't. I'm still here, and it's a hard few years. But after everything changed. Years went by, and I'll never forget the time that I thought back on all those pain, all the times in the fetal position, all the tears, and I looked at where I am now, and I looked back and went, what small hurdles, for what it's worth to get to where you need to be, and it was worth it. In my youth, don't be afraid of your feminine side. Don't be afraid of your feminine friends, your female friends. I lost a lot of just girl friends because I was so afraid to be found out or whatever. I just didn't even go. The pronouns matter. They're us. They're all of us. And they do matter. It doesn't take much. And if you want a rule of thumb, whatever the person is presenting as, whatever your first thought is, that's probably right. Don't overthink it. Just live with love and roll with it.